Okay, so Walt Disney once said, if you dream it, you could build it. But Walt Disney was from Hollywood, and we're up here in Northern California. And although Northern California is the home of startups, very often Jewish startups fail to develop. Steve Jobs said, all overnight successes take a long time to build. And the Eruv really took a long time. But it was a dream, and with God's help and many individuals who stood up, that dream came true, and we built it.
People who were confined to homes, people with small children, now I can invite them. They can come any time of the year, not only Yom Tov but also Shabbos. So it's definitely increased the sense of community and connection to people, and that's the biggest benefit I see.
What do we? I like to bring toys, Lego, food. What about you?
I like the Eruv because then I can bring my sister, I can bring Lego, and I can use my sister as a shield against my enemies.
The Eruv is a big game changer, enables us as a family to come to shul and to be able to have more of a social life within the community on Shabbos. So thank you everyone for all of your efforts. It's very much appreciated, and all the best.
Okay, I think the Eruv is an amazing addition. I think it's going to enhance the lives of all the Jews in the community. It's going to bring people closer, hopefully to Am Echad and other Jewish institutions, and closer to their Judaism, and the community should only grow as a result of having it here.
What do you think about the Eruv? And then you get to go to shul? Yeah. Do you like to go to shul? Yeah. You happy about the Eruv? Mimi gets to play. What about Donnie?
Oh, Donnie, I give it a little pop.
Donnie gives you a little pup. Nice.
Shalom Lamakad, Per Luigi Oliverio. Very happy that we have an Eruv established finally in San Jose. What a great opportunity for the Jewish community, and all the great work that Rabbi Levine and Ephraim Lindenbaum and all the people that donated and participated in the process now for the whole community to enjoy on the Sabbath, as well as the new families that will be coming in. I'm happy to have played a small role in establishing the Eruv in the city of San Jose. Very thankful that we were able to pull it all together. It took obviously a lot of time, a lot of planning, but again, happy to establish in San Jose a beautiful community of Am Echad led by Rabbi Levine. It's an incredible opportunity.
The Eruv is truly a remarkable accomplishment of Rabbi Levine, who really deserves a tremendous amount of credit for bringing an Eruv to this community. An Eruv is the word Eruv means to combine, to bring together, and really that's what an Eruv does. What it does is it brings together all the Jewish people who keep the Shabbat, who keep the holy day of Saturday as Shabbat, and brings them together in a way where they couldn't without an Eruv. It allows mothers with small children to come to shul. It allows families to connect, to go to each other's homes in a way where these types of religious people would not be able to connect on Shabbat without an Eruv. And we're looking across the United States, where we see so many communities that have an Eruv, and we were missing an Eruv here for so many years. It's a tremendous accomplishment. It's something which helps grow the community. It's something which helps the community thrive and brings types of people into the community that are family oriented, people who are religious people who are God-fearing people, and it's really a tremendous accomplishment. Looking across looking around the United States, it's very hard to find a community that truly thrived, a Jewish community that truly thrived without having an Eruv. And to the credit of Rabbi Levine and the hard work that he put into making this Eruv happen, the San Jose community now has an Eruv.
The Eruv project for me began in 1988 when I used to meet with Rabbi A.H. Lappin-Zazal every Friday morning, and he explained that critical infrastructure is important to make a community grow. As we started this project with Rabbi Levine in 2007, we thought it'd be a short cycle. In turn, in order to build a community project like this, it's going to take the whole community, and indeed it did. We were able to develop an Eruv that will stand the test of time and be able to be critical infrastructure for many years to come.
So as Rabbi Levine's wife, I've been part of this Eruv journey from the beginning. And for the past 7 years or so, it's been a more regular part of our life, because as we would drive around, if we would be in the area of the Eruv, my husband would point out, oh, there, that's where one Eruv pole is going to be, or oh, there, here, right when we walk under here or cross under here, we're going out of the Eruv boundary. So for 7 years, we're driving in areas and pointing, this is where the Eruv is going to be. And I know that it's going to happen as we're pointing it out, but it's always been like this vision, a fantasy, the Eruv poles. And now the Eruv is up, and we drive in the same areas, and it's not a fantasy anymore. We drive and there is the pole, and there's the string, and we're driving under the boundary and out of the boundary, and this Eruv dream and fantasy that's been spoken about for so long is now a reality.
My wife can actually come with the babies to the shul after a long time of being stuck at home. I think it gives her a great opportunity to feel part of the shul and part of the congregation, which is for women who doesn't come to daven anymore. It's much harder.
Awesome.
So I think that for me, Shabbat being such an incredible day and such a highlight of our week, and since we all have such incredibly busy lives, this is our chance to get together with friends and to make new connections. And so the Eruv allows all the members of the community to get together once a week and to have this special time where we can pray together, be inspired by the rabbi, and also simply have this time together, this downtime together, sharing meals and so forth. So to know that every single member of our community, and hopefully new members to come, that we're able to share this space together is really amazing, and it's been such an amazing step in building our community further.
I
could walk around holding
I
stuff.
can carry stuff
I
and
can carry my siblings
never have to
outside.
worry if I have a ponytail on my wrist. Yeah. And I can
Remember
carry
to be able to go to
snacks.
shul.
Yeah, there's more people that can come to shul.
Don't have to worry about if I'm holding my baby brother outside.
Nice.
Because now I can bring the Legos.
Yeah.
With my friends. To my friends, because they like it when I bring Legos.
That's the same with me. Same with you.
It's like seeing that there's more community, more Jewish people are getting together, doing Kiddush, people are able to bring their children along, and it's important for children to come to davening when they're old enough, or even younger, being associated with the shul, even if they're not in davening, they have an idea of what shul is. So it's just nice seeing everyone together, and the community is stronger because of the Eruv.
The Eruv has had in a short time, a remarkable enhancement of the life of many of the Jews of Willow Glen, Cambrian, Campbell. I can only tell you that it has roused interest amongst other people in Northern Southern California and throughout the country. People were considering moving to the Bay Area. And really, this dream, it was a win-win for everybody. It was a win for the city of San Jose, which was the only one of the top 10 largest cities in the country not to have at least one Eruv. LA has more than half a dozen, New York has more than a dozen, Chicago has multiple Eruvs. Even San Francisco, which is not in the top 10 largest cities in the country, has 2. It was a win for San Jose. It was a win for the Jewish citizens of San Jose who are able to participate fully in Jewish life, mothers with little children. We have the Chai House, which has elderly Jews in it, and it was a win for all the citizens in San Jose that their neighbors could fully enjoy the great benefits of this city. History was made up of individuals. Certainly we need God's help in everything you do. And the Eruv really reminded me and many others that the road to success and failure are very close. And we were rejected at one point by Caltrans forcefully. We didn't even realize there was an internal policy not letting Eruvs. But whether it was Caltrans, whether it was in the city of San Jose, or the Water District, or Campbell, or PG&E, or County Roads, individuals stood up and really helped out, from people who didn't live in San Jose, from attorneys to public officials, to donors, to people to just call and support. It's been unbelievable how many people stood up to make this Eruv a reality.
As far as how the Eruv was established in the city of San Jose bureaucracy, Rabbi Levine and Ephraim Lindenbaum, a childhood friend, had educated me on the Eruv. I was an enthusiastic supporter, and we decided to bring it forward. However, prior to that, I did my research on what happened in other cities when the Eruvs were brought before a city council in the public process. And what I found is, in some cases, mean and unkind people came out. And what I wanted to do was to avoid that. I'm proud of the Amichad community. I did not want them to undergo any criticism. So instead, I called for a meeting for the head of our planning department, our Department of Public Works, our Department of Transportation, as well as our city attorney. And I requested a meeting with them, where I also invited Rabbi Levine. And I did not tell my colleagues on the city what was going on, but I just wanted them to all show up for something very important. And something very important indeed is where we inform them of the intent to do an Eruv. And my goal was to say, listen, this is something very simple. It does not need to be a massive public hearing and the entire process that goes with it, with time, planning, money, etc. Instead, let's approach this as an encroachment permit, something we can do over the counter, something that's easier, faster, cheaper, and no major issues. And we were successful in that. So we avoided somewhat other communities have undergone. And of course, the money and the other things came later for the Eruv to be finally built and blessed. And so here we are. So thank you to the beautiful community of Amichad. Happy to play a part and happy to be a supporter. And thank you for all that you do in the community and your beautiful families.
So nice to see all the community together, and it's happiness.
When the Eruv came up, I knew that my life was going to be different every Shabbos, and it was great. The first Shabbos, I walked out with the stroller, and it was fantastic. What I hadn't realized in all the excitement of the Eruv planning was that the additional day that we also cannot transfer or take strollers outside is Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, the holiest day on the Jewish calendar, and for the 10 years that I've been living in San Jose, Yom Kippur, I've been home. And this year, it came Yom Kippur, and for the first time in 10 years, I was able to be with the community and participate in the Holy Yom Kippur service. I was able to come at night and be there to hear and listen to Kol Nidre, the traditional service, and it was an extra aspect of meaning and gift that the Eruv gave us that I hadn't realized in advance and that I've so much appreciate.
I remember, I actually have two vivid memories. One is Harry Friedis, who at the time was number 2 in Public Works under David Sykes, both of who were involved originally in the city. And when I told him Caltrans, he said, wow, I feel bad for you. I think to myself, what was so difficult about that? But I soon learned to see what he was talking about. But even with that, there was really a tremendous step up by a lot of people to help make this come to fruition. But the other memory I have is the Councilman Luigi Oliverio, the city of San Jose. I can't say they had the most polls in San Jose. Certainly Caltrans, the Water District, have the most polls, but San Jose was our master permit because almost everything, the wires are new over at San Jose. And in order to make this Eruv happen, our first ask was from the city of San Jose. And Councilmember Oliverio got the 2 heads of Public Works, 2 heads of Planning, the 2 heads of the DOT, there was our attorneys, Bart Hechtman, the Ruth and Going folks, Fry, and myself, and we all went up to the 18th floor of City Hall, and the council didn't tell anybody what this is about, and they all come in there wondering, what are we doing? And of course, they look at me and they say to me, so explain to the, what's an Eruv? And I tell everyone it's an Eruv, and the city was unbelievable from top down in this project. But as we walked out, Joe Howardell, now of blessed memory, who was the head of planning at the time, looks at me and says, darn, I really thought we're gonna get a skyscraper downtown, getting all these people here, this surprise meeting. So the city of San Jose didn't get a skyscraper, not yet, but the city of San Jose did get, after 150 years of Jewish residents being active participants in the city, an Eruv, which is a huge skyscraper in the hearts of many. And I'd like just to thank all of the public officials, all of the, from the sheriff to a council member, to our current council member, Davis, who's been supportive, to the attorneys like Boris Feldman, who stood up when Caltrans said no to us, to Bart Hechtman, who I cold called, and who had a tremendous role in the Eruv, to the Ruth and Going team, to Ralph from Coastline Construction, who made Eruv building look like a piece of cake, and to all of the donors and people who supported. Last but not least, Ephraim Lindenbaum, who put a tremendous amount of time into this project. So I'd like to thank you for building this skyscraper and for all of us and making the dream come true.